Now, we start with the latest on the power abuse scandal and resulting political fallout that's shaken the nation to its core. President Park Geun-hye has named a new prime minister and a finance minister who doubles as a deputy prime minister in response to the public and political calls to overhaul her administration in the wake of the scandal. Now, the reshuffle comes at a critical time as the series of revelations linked to President Park's longtime confidant have significantly weakened the administration, and the president was left to or nearly forced to give up her control over state affairs. We have our top office correspondent Sung Ji-sun at Cheong Wa Dae. Ji-sun, an apparent attempt by the top office to stem the scandal.
Conn-young President-back's designation of a Liberal Prime Minister could mark the beginning of a politically neutral cabinet in which the new Prime Minister would have greater power over domestic affairs, while the head of state would focus more on external affairs like diplomacy and defense. President Park Geun-hye has named a new Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister in an effort to set up a new and more balanced cabinet to carry her administration through the remainder of her term. Kim Byong-joon, a professor at Kookmin University of Public Administration, who once served as the policy chief to the late President Roh Moo-hyun, is the nominee for Prime Minister.
We expect the nominee to fulfill his role as Prime Minister, meeting the public's needs with policies catering to the people from their perspective. He's the right person to overcome the current crisis and lead the cabinet for the nation's future.
Meanwhile, current Prime Minister Hwang Kyo-won canceled a planned handover ceremony on Wednesday to take care of state affairs because the Prime Minister nominee will have to undergo a parliamentary confirmation hearing before he can take the post. Financial Services Commission Chairman Im Jong-young was named to replace Yoo Il-ho as Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister. The presidential office said Im, with his depth of experience in both the public and private sectors of finance and the economy, is the right person to carry out the government's major reform drives. President Park has also named former Vice Minister of Gender Equality and Family Park Seung-ju to serve as the new Minister for Public Safety and Security, based on a recommendation from the new Prime Minister nominee. Now, all eyes are on how the two will organize the power structure, with Kim saying he will outline the details at a press conference on Thursday. The president herself could stand in front of the public to explain to what extent she will yield to the new PM. The top office also hinted that the new prime minister could take a leading role in carrying out constitutional revision, in which the 5-year single-term presidency could change, which was proposed by President Park just over a week ago before the scandals broke out. Conn-young.